Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at a 18 pit of Saron that I had completed either last week or the week before. I don't really remember this run, so it's going to be kind of a live watch. I don't have my talents readily available, but based on the way that the rejuvenation's moving on the tank right now, I believe that I'm playing Harmonious Blooming rather than Nurturing Dormancy. Cool. So we're going into the first big lust pull. The things that I want to be really aware of are trying to dispel the group instantly. I have somewhat of an idea of what classes can help dispel, and I felt like we were a little bit light here. This pack does have Leapers, so I should have sent my Ursals a little bit earlier. I sent it now, so that's good. Looks like we're kind of thinking through that live. So the Dark Rupture's going out, AoE Pulse is taken care of. If you have adequate hot coverage for your group, you shouldn't really need to send anything for that. I feel like I might bark. Yeah, there you go. Ironbark the tank. He was feeling a little vulnerable. Going through and looking at the VOD, I wasn't watching to see whether or not he used Forbrew there. It's something I need to be a little bit better at. I just kind of sent it when I felt the tank was hurting. Cool. Alright, very good first pull. They ping the little dude. I go back to get it. Tank is all hotted up. He's good. I can extend him with a Swift Mend. Perfect. I kept the Life Bloom up, so that's what was important. Spread some hots through the Apex Talent. I want to go ahead and get some damage out onto the Gargoyle. I should. Cool. So the Hunter must have a way of getting rid of that himself. Alright, hots on the group. I don't pay attention to the nether bursts. I probably should. Like, at this point, I kind of just have to trust that my team is going to get them, and I would expect that in at 18, that's going to be the case. Yeah, so, I mean, pretty simple right now. It's just healing the group. I have enough downtime. I could be spreading some more bleeds. It's like I'm getting in there now, so that's okay. My DPS is a little light, but I will say that since I started doing my reviews and like watching my stuff back, I have gotten a lot better about pushing some of the buttons. Early on in the season, when I did my first round of videos, I identified that I never really pressed Heart of the Wild on trash. I saved it almost exclusively for bosses, and hitting that button is really helping out with my overall. Cool. Going on to the next pack. So I don't know. Let's see if I soothe the enrage on the lumbering plague horror. I should just soothe it instant right now. Yeah, see, I didn't do that. Cool. Just AoE healing using my Apex talents, keeping full hots on the monk. Everything looks good. Taking a minute to apply some dots. When we do this pack, and I don't know a way to get better at this, probably stacking on the tank a bit more and moving with melee. I find that I find that I don't get in there and do enough cat weaving and spreading dots around. I kind of, once the poops like gets on the ground, I kind of just like plant myself and stay safe. So that's something I can try and get a little bit better at. That's something that's fairly easy to practice in lower keys, because it'll scale up to higher keys pretty easily. Okay, I finally soothed the enrage. Good job. Better late than never, I guess. And that's gonna be the pack. As we get down to the end of the pack, I like to try and refresh the hots on my tank, and then hit him with a Swift Mend before I talk to the guy, and then drink if I need to. One thing worth mentioning is that I always try to get a Swift Mend off like before the pull starts. It just gives you so many options as to how you want to deal with the encounter based on what happens. Oh, that poor hunter. Cool. Good job throwing out your DPS buttons. Not a lot really to say about this pack. Probably some Iron Bark on the tank here, I bet. Okay, good. I have a bad habit of sending late Iron Barks, so I'm happy to see that I didn't. I was trying to, you know, when I'm doing these VOD reviews, a lot of times I'm trying to read my mind and think about what I was thinking. Another pack with the leapers. So one of the things to think about when you have these leaper packs is that, one, when they leap, they do splash damage, so you kind of want to spread out when you can, and two, they're great targets to use your Ursul's Vortex. So that should be coming off cooldown here. Let's see if I drop it. Yeah, it's kind of late now. All of them are dead, so hopefully I don't send it and save it for the next pack with the trap. A little bit of a panic convoke there. I did not realize that there was one of the Dread Pulse Liches in that pack, so I was unprepared. The Pulse is a perfect place to use a Bark Skin when you have it. That was a very late and useless Bark Skin, so that was really poor play. So I think, like, at a minimum from this video, that's like an awesome thing to take away, is that pack right there is a great pre-planned Bark Skin angle. 34 seconds on my Vortex, so no help here. I have found that when I do these reviews and when I come up with places to pre-plan either cooldowns or defensives, it just helps make everything just go so much more smoother. I've noted that in my 18th seat that I've been sort of working on, a lot of the trash and bosses feel so much easier when I like already have a plan going into every pack. Cool. Getting in, spreading out some dots. Should drop my Vortex. I'm doing a decent job keeping that Heart of the Wild on cooldown. Solo? Oh man, that's tragedy right there, but that's, you know. So I dropped my Vortex for a solo duel that was like 30% health, so that was a bad play at that point. But it all got completely negated because the monk dropped his ROP. But, you know, we don't have comms or anything. This is a pug, so, you know, what are you gonna do? I'm surprised I didn't dispel the warrior, but it seems like my HOTS were doing a good enough job carrying him through the debuff. Yeah. Again, a little surprising we pulled that pack now and he's not pulling it up with the boss, but maybe he doesn't think we'll kill the Necrolite before we get up there. I don't remember having ads in the fight, but, you know, it could just be something I don't remember. Again, looks like that was kind of a vibes sort of Iron Bark on the tank. Oh, move, buddy. What are you doing? Yeah, okay. It's like good ad management. I don't know if he's going to be able to para it, so he might just lose a lot of the funnel early on. Let's move over to the side. We're good. I probably need to cast a lot more regrowth in this fight. And earlier. Cool. One thing that I've mentioned in other videos is I like to be in cat form at the end of the sort of tantrum, so that if you get the debuff, you can shift out of it by dispelling. So you get a 2-for-1 there. Cool. Looks like I'm keeping my Life Bloom on myself for all of the sort of splash healing that I'll get from it. Good job keeping your Heart of the Wild on cooldown, dude. So let's see, yeah. Go into cat form. Yeah, it's on me, so I can just dispel the Death Knight and we're good. Awesome. That was a bad play right there. So kind of a min-maxy thing, or just something in general to be wary of, is I shouldn't convoke after hitting Swift Mend without consuming my Soul of the Forest proc first. I lost a lot of healing that I could have used, and I may not have even needed to use the convoke at that point. So that's something to identify as a place to improve. Let's see if I trank. No. Keeping the team healthy. I'll have Convoke in 12. I still have my combat pod I haven't used in case I feel like I need it. I couldn't find the ore. Do I convoke to catch up? Let's see. Yeah, it was kind of later than I was thinking otherwise, but pretty good. And I'm sitting on that Soul of the Forest. I should send it with a rejuve. Yeah, good job. Oh, line of sight could be a little tricky here. Yeah, it looks like I'm going into the Swift Mend, Nature Swiftness Regrowth combo for big healing right there. That was good. I need to get more rejuves out though. Our rejuve coverage is really poor. Cool, looks like the boss is about to die. I'm hurting on my mana, so what I should do is I should start moving my way towards the entrance so I can go ahead and get a drink going. Yeah, not great. I've been having sort of this internal debate because I've been finding myself low on mana a lot as I kind of go up higher in keys, and part of me is wondering whether or not I should use something like Master Shapeshifter instead of Liveliness. But I'm just not convinced that losing that 5% HPS from my HOTS is a good idea. Okay, so we do have the Dreadpulse Lich in this pack. And right now we're taking a lot of damage. We're managing it okay though. I still haven't sent my Trank this whole time. I need to stop sitting on the button. I don't know what it is, but I feel like if I have to use Tranquility, I've committed some sort of like cardinal sin. Whereas really I should plan on using this Hunter. I should plan on using all of the tools in my kit. Oof, how did that happen? Okay, so it looks like he got bolted. Right now I'm running sort of a different build. I'm just sort of glancing at my bars. I can tell that I'm running Harmonious Blooming, and then I'm also running Ursine Vigor rather than Incap Roar, so I don't really have a ton of ways to stop stuff. I still do have Typhoon, so that's a plus. Good. Shift out of your debuff, dispel the other person. That's great. I need mana, man. So right now, I don't know, oh, looks like someone's going back to get it. Right now, I don't know if they were going to go pull any more trash packs or go up and over to the boss, so I was kind of confused as to which way I wanted to go. Alright, looks like there's more trash. Again, Leaping Geist. I've got Vortex on cooldown, so I should just drop it. Cool. Spread some hots with Rejuve. Shapeshift out of that. Good job. Hopefully I don't send Ironbark on the tank, but we'll see what I do. I haven't really thought about when to use Ironbark on this next boss. It doesn't like strike me as a place where the tank needs anything, so I can use it as a pretty good catch-up heal on someone for a single target with regenerative Heartwood. I didn't have a ton of hots going out at the start of the boss. I'm a little surprised I didn't convoke, but I'm happy that I'm going to have the button now. I need to look in as to whether or not I should meld the Shadowbind or not. When it targets me, again, this is probably a fight where I'll end up switching my Life Bloom to myself for AoE heals. We'll see if I do that or if I just leave it on my Monk because I'm lazy. If I do, that's bad play. But when I take like a targeted dot like that and I have full hot coverage, I tend to not like worry about dispelling it or trying to avoid it just because I feel fairly safe. This is another example of a boss where I'm not quite sure how to better optimize my like DPS contribution. I'm trying to think of that now, but I'm always a little scared because if I go into the boss, oh, I need to dispel, yep. If I go into the boss without practicing it and then break the key, it's gonna feel like horrible just because it's 100% on you. So right now I'm relying on my Heart of the Wild to carry most of the damage. Cool. So I think what I need to do, I can see the timer on the Plague Explosion. I want to save my Swift Mend for when that's about to hit. So I should, yeah, good. Swift Mend, cast it, Wild Growth into Rejuve. Or Regrowth is probably a good play there too. There's not a ton of follow-up damage, so I think Rejuve is probably the best play. So if I'm taking anything out of doing this review there, that's what it is. Save my Swift Mend for immediately prior to the Plague Burst, or whatever it was called, into a Rejuve to carry through that sort of mechanic. Straight into Regrowth spam, probably. You know, looking at this boss, it does make me wish a little bit that I was playing the Moonkin build, or sort of a caster build in general. Just because I'd have a lot more DPS uptime. Okay, Plague Explosion. Looks like he's casting it. Do I Swift Mend? Good. Yep. Between this this sort of fight and the whole Magister's Terrace review that I did, it really showcases how powerful your Apex talent is. Ooh, I don't have anything for that. So I just have to do it manually. I feel like I'm using too much Rejuve and not enough Regrowth. That'll be something I should try and practice a little bit more. Alright, on to the sort of last bit of this place. I don't remember what type of trash we have up here. I know we have some Leapers. Yeah, you gotta try to make sure that you don't drop your Vortex too early, otherwise it defeats the purpose. Really good job shifting, then dispelling. I wonder if I send Iron Bark on him. Yeah, I do. I would love to have a tank in comms in some of these hierarchies, just so I could ask, like, do you need help? Because I have no idea whether or not he needs it or not. It looks like he sent Fort Brew on top of it, so I guess it was the right play. Do I Shadow Melt? No, I don't. Man, my mana is stressing me out right now. I think I tried that Shadow Melt drink. Yeah, good. Oh no. And the puddle, the purple swirly thing gets red on me, so I have to move. At least I got some mana out of it. Okay, I'm gonna have Bark up in 11. So again, this is a Dreadpulse Lich. So this would be a great time to plan my Bark Skin around her pulse. Alright, cool. Let's see if I Bark Skin here. I don't, and I have the ability to, so it would be a really good thing to think about and take away from this. So that's a really good plus from doing this review, is dealing with that mob in general. Didn't look like she was hurting too bad. Vortex is coming up. Let's see if I drop it for the Geists. The Leapers. Yeah, there we go. Cool. I wonder if I'm going to have time to drink before the boss. Oh man, this game does not want me to heal this hunter. So I need to use my Feral Frenzy. I was thinking about it. I bet you I'll probably do it after the pulsing is done. I should have waited until I had full combo points, sent a rip, and then Feral Frenzied, just to capitalize on those 5 free combo points. But again, healing this boss, he does the circles where you have to drop the debuffs out. It does a burst of damage. 2 ways of dealing with that are gonna be, you know, obviously hot your group ahead of time. You can do a Swift Mend into an Apex cast. Particularly good here would be the Swift Mend, Nature Swiftness, Regrowth. You also just have your Move and Convoke to help you get out of there. So this mob isn't too difficult to deal with. Should probably barge soon though. Cool. I need to move. I used to play Tiger's Dash, and that was so good for getting ahead of the group and being able to, like, get in a spot for mana. One of the reasons why I really wanted to drink ahead of time is this boss does a ton of damage up front, and I want to have the group pre-hotted. Oh yeah, I got nothing. Let's see if I can evoke right off the bat. I do. The Bone Infusion is the thing that hurts the most, and in hindsight, I should just bark skin that, because that's the only thing really that's deadly. So for this boss, the tank is never really in any danger, so the way that I go about healing it, if I remember, is I swap my life bloom to one of the targets that's going to get the pile, whoever I think is like the squishiest, and then just do normal healing from there. You almost always have a Swift Mend available to help with your Apex talent for the initial burst healing, and then outside of that, they don't really take too much lethal damage. I think the best place in this encounter is, the best place to send my defensives is going to be that bone infusion, so let's see if I do it on this next one coming up in 15 seconds. Okay, bone infusion's coming out. I should get some hots out. Good job. I sent my bar skin. Yeah, so me and the DK sent our defensives, and we were just, we're just hanging out, chilling, looking very healthy. Again, I got the debuff. I already had my life bloom on me, so I didn't need to do anything. The warrior's got full hots, and you can tell he just goes right back up. Get some DPS out, good. Just rinse and repeat. Okay, cool. DKs are going to be invincible, so I don't need to baby him too much. Again, just life bloom on the hunter, and I had my Apex available, and everybody's looking healthy. So yeah, pretty easy. This guy's just rinse and repeat. I'm happy that I identified the bone infusion, even like the pre-pull, or not pre-pull, but like immediately upon starting the encounter, using my bark skin, I think is just going to be 100% the play, because it looks like it's coming out. It's coming out more than every minute, so I should have my defensive available for every single one. So that's a really good learning point. Bone infusion's coming out. Do I bark skin it? I don't. Oh man, I'm not even worried about it. We're just chilling. I send a convoke instead, which is fair. I didn't need to use a potion right there. I don't hate that I did. Just like when else am I going to use it on this encounter? So that's fine. I think one other thing is, I didn't use my combat pots at all here. I could probably send a Light's Hope with my Feral Frenzy to get out some more damage, because I don't think I need my haste pot on this one. So, cool. Overall, I think we identified some really good areas for bark skin use, as well as like when to use which type of potion and when to save it for what. Better management of our Ursul's Vortex for the Leapers, things like that. Overall, I thought that key went pretty well. We had one death in 18, so not bad. That's the key. If you guys enjoyed that, feel free to drop a like or a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.